Love can sometimes be cruel. My name is Gabrielle. I am 35 years old and a journalist. Before continuing the story, please do subscribe to this channel and don't forget to click on the notification button so you don't miss out on all interesting videos. I live in France, more precisely in Paris. I grew up in a rather good atmosphere during my childhood. My parents were not very rich, but they provided all my needs. Despite the little they earned, my parents managed to keep us, my siblings and I, safe from want. My brothers were always there for me. In short, it was the perfect family. I also grew up alongside my best friend, Cedric and I had done our primary and secondary studies together. Cedric's family, unlike mine, was very wealthy and was counted among the richest in the city. Our families only knew each other because my dad went there all the time, offering his services at parties at their house, since he was a good chef. After attaining our respective high school certificates, we continued with our studies in different cities. I've always had a crush on Cedric. He had always been my secret admirer. I had never deigned to confess my feelings to him. To me, that was not normal. According to my upbringing, it is the man's duty to go to the woman and not the other way around. Cedric was a wonderful guy, attentive, kind, and also very handsome. Our families rubbed shoulders and liked each other. He was therefore the perfect fiancé for me. Before heading to our respective university towns, we met not only to celebrate our success, but also to say goodbye. So we had planned to meet at a very fancy place in town called Bois Saint-Anastasie. It is a magical place, an island of greenery that contains a garden called I Love You, made of fine wood. It also had some streams that you cross via small bridges, ideal for a walk with family, lovers, or friends, which can end with a good meal at the restaurant. I had always wanted Cedric to look at me differently, not just as a best friend, but so much more. In short, I wished with all my heart that he felt the same way I felt. I wanted to somehow lure him, and this outing was the perfect opportunity. The day before our meeting, I went to a beauty salon to make myself beautiful. I opted for an elegant and mature hairstyle, since I no longer had to do my hair like a high school girl. I chose to put on a dress that visibly showed my curves because I wanted to appear like a woman in Cedric's eyes. The next day, I called one of my cousins, with whom I share my secrets, to come and help me prepare. While she was helping me get ready, I told her with great enthusiasm and emotion my intentions of seduction. When evening arrived, I was ready. I looked at myself several times in a mirror, convinced that I could achieve my goals. When I arrived, Cedric was already there. The more I looked at him, the more I fell in love. Once out of the taxi, I walked over to him, waving my hand at him. As soon as Cedric saw me, he gave me an admiring look and smiled. "Wow, you're beautiful," he told me. He kept looking at me until he realized we were blocking the way. He invited me to sit on a table he had reserved without my knowledge. Once seated, we ordered something to eat, and it was in this gastronomic atmosphere that we discussed our studies, precisely the chosen courses. Cedric wanted to be an accountant, and I wanted to be a journalist. When the meal was over, he suggested we take a walk. So we decided to discover the greenery that enchanted this place, while continuing our discussion. One moment near the stream that brought a heavenly momentum to this place, Cedric held my hand, looked into my eyes, and simply said, "Gabrielle, I am in love with you. That's what I've been feeling for some time now." I couldn't believe my ears. Cedric was also in love with me? I could not hide my emotions. I was surprised and happy at the same time. So as not to spoil the mood, I smiled back at him but didn't utter a word. He looked a little embarrassed at this point and continued, "Gab, please tell me something." I took his hand back and told him that I shared the same feeling, so we promised to build our life together. Back home, I was swimming in happiness. I was very happy. Years went by, Cedric and I lived in perfect love. Despite the distance, we met during holidays and vacations. After our studies, Cedric was the first to find a job. Some time later, he began to ask my parents for my hand, but we hadn't yet set a date since he had to talk to his family about it first. I was so happy that I hastily told my mother about it, to my greatest dismay when she replied, "My daughter, I know Cedric. He is a good boy." But I learned that he recently got engaged. Listening to these words, I almost fainted. How? Why? I mumbled in a shaky voice. I ran into the bedroom and started crying. I quickly picked up the phone to call Cedric, but to no avail. He no longer picked up my calls. Weeks passed, and I still hadn't heard from him. But what's happening to me? What is going on? I began to sink into depression. Several questions plagued my mind. Would Cedric's parents have disapproved of our union? What was the problem? I believed that love was the foundation of marriage. I suddenly decided to go meet him to get this story straight. So I went to a travel agency and jumped on the first bus. Once I got to Cedric's place, he was surprised to see me, confused and embarrassed. I couldn't hold my anger when I saw him that I started yelling at him with all my strength. Why? Cedric, why? Why me? He held me down and said, Gabrielle, please calm down. How can I calm down? Cedric, how? I will explain everything to you. What are you going to explain to me? That you got engaged to someone else. Please, Gabrielle, listen to me. He forced me to sit on his couch and made me listen to him. Gab, my parents did not approve of our union. They don't want me to marry you. The girl you're talking about is their choice. You know very well that we do not belong to the same social class. My parents want me to marry a girl from our social class. But I don't love her. You are the one I love. Why did you accept their proposal? Gabriella, they are my parents. I cannot disobey them. I felt so much pain in my heart that I abruptly stood up and walked out. I realized at that moment that I had just lost the man of my life. He was gone. Cedric was going to marry someone else. I couldn't describe exactly what I was feeling that moment, but I felt like my heart was in a lump. Just because we weren't of the same social class. I was sick. I couldn't even breathe. After a while, I opened my eyes, and that's when I realized I was in Cedric's room. What am I doing here? I asked. Cedric was just sitting on the other side. What happened? I asked again. He spoke up and told me what happened. When you came out, I wanted to catch you. Suddenly you fainted. I had to take you back to my room and call a doctor quickly. As soon as he finished speaking, I immediately got up, pursued by the ardent desire to leave this house. No, rest, you cannot go under these conditions, he resumed. Let me die. You get it. Let me die. I started shouting at him again, with all my strength. I read the sadness in his eyes. He burst into tears, telling me that he would not have wanted it to happen like this. He promised to solve the problem and review his parents' decision. He hugged me and whispered, "It'll be fine, honey. It will be fine. I will go see my parents and make them understand that I cannot marry this girl." I was not very reassured, but I still felt my heart calm down. I quickly took the bus home, hoping that Cedric would come back to me. He was the one I loved. There was no way I was going to lose him. A few weeks later, I received a message from him, telling me that his parents planned to disown him if he did not marry the girl they had proposed to him. I quickly swallowed my pain and didn't respond to his message. This time, I had lost it. I calmed myself down and decided to move on. The pain of having lost the man I loved gnawed at the core of my being. I had almost lost my taste for life, until I received some good news. I was admitted to a journalism school. I saw myself coming back to life. I had again what to lean on to move forward. After a year of training, I met someone again, Evie, during my training course in a private radio TV station. Evie worked there as a technical manager. It quickly hooked between us, and we got married a year later. On the eve of my wedding, I received a message from Cedric saying, "Gabrielle, please don't get married. I know that I have ruined everything between us. Believe me, I regret it bitterly. I made the worst decision of my life. I am very unhappy. I will ask for a divorce to marry you." I hadn't heard from him for 2 years. Disturbed by this message, my heart began to beat, as if I feared something. I didn't say anything to anyone and ended up composing myself. Driven by rage and resentment, I ended up having received nothing, and the next day I became Mrs. N.